Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and here we are going to do a nice little July recap on this another rainy day, but apparently filming of the video July 3rd 2024, sun's coming out tomorrow. And if the sun comes up tomorrow, even though I'm losing $1.42 today, $1 and 42 seconds on my solar panels, will I still be able to beat my 55.9 kilowatt hours? Maybe not. But we're here to talk about Ford Motor Company, because a lot's happened in the last little while, and I thought I'd nice do a quick little video. One of the big things about the Ford Motor Company, because Jim Farley went on this show and talked about all the things they're going to do, and they got a Skunks Works. They're going to have a more affordable EV. Blah-diddy, 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 blah. I just want to say one thing. Well, it's great that Farley went on the show to talk about how great the company is going to be and how great their products are going to be. But as of today, Tesla delivered record numbers of cars. If you were a shareholder in that company, you could have bought it for $140 a share a month ago, and now it's $240. I would sell, because their financial report, they discounted these cars a lot. And I mean a lot, to get their deliveries. And now they look the greatest, right? 1, no self-driving. 2, no self-driving. 3, Cybertruck sucks. 4, there's no such thing as robo-taxis. 5, they lie all the time. Well, Jim Farley decided to go on a show and do the same thing. Well, did he? Well, this is about the Ford Motor Company. So, they said they got all these EVs and all these platforms coming out and batteries coming and plants being built and Blue Oval City and all of this great, wonderful things. Well, I can tell you one thing for sure. 2 things for sure. No, 3 things for sure. 1, the best EV that you can buy on the marketplace right now, if you live in a climate where it gets a little cold, is the Ford F-150 Lightning dual motor long range. 520 kilometers on a charge down the highway. Doesn't really do that. I do have some days where I can get that, but you're going to go to 0 and you're not going to run out on the side of the highway. So saying it does 520 really is saying it only does 500 kilometers, okay? 500 kilometers, just under 300 miles. So nothing else does it. Supposedly the Silverado truck that's coming out does it. Does 400 miles. Woo-hoo-hoo. That's pretty good, eh? 400 miles. I don't think it's going to happen. But anyways, can't buy them where I am. I live in Canada. Can't buy them here. If you can't buy them here, they're probably $200,000. And no one's going to spend $200,000 on anyways, I mean, I guess there's people out there that'll do it, but I'm not one of them. And I don't know anyone that is. The Ford Motor Company said, we're making improvements and da-da-da-da-da. Well, let's talk about the Lightning. 1, I've got 80,000 kilometers on my Lightning at the filming of this video, and it saved me a ton of money. It's great to drive, accelerates amazing, all that kind of stuff. But the Ford Pass app, and I'm just opening my phone here. The Ford Pass app, see? Ford Pass. Now, I gotta tell you, I'm very disappointed in the Ford Pass app. Okay, now it wants me to sign in all the time and all this other kind of stuff. And it never used to do that. And so now I got to sign in. And then what did I do with my password? And all this other, and your password is wrong, and dee-dee-dee-dee-dee, and it just goes on and on and on and on. The Ford Pass app improved to where I can charge at places and use the app, which is great. Works most of the time. Got rid of remote start for my car. Got rid of like a whole bunch of other functions that my other car, which is a Maverick, I can't make work now. Like, I can't remote start the car in the wintertime when it's cold. I can't, I mean, if it's really, really hot out, maybe get the air conditioning going for a couple minutes before I get in. Same as my Lightning, it's really hot out. I was somewhere, I want to get in, I'm walking, I'll turn it on now. Start to cool in the 5 minutes it takes me to walk there. Can't do that anymore, that's gone. This is where Ford lies. Well, I shouldn't say lies. Sets their expectations up and never accomplishes. The Ford Pass app should be much better and much more functional. 2, the cars should charge faster. Okay? Why do I go to Shell Recharge and only get 70 kilowatt hours into my truck? Because the first year model Mach-E's that everyone has bought can't get over 80. That's why I didn't buy one. And didn't even consider it. And I don't care how much they discounted it. I'm not charging it 70 kilowatt hours. Oh, most people charge at home. Yeah, but when I don't charge at home, I want 150. I'm okay with 150. I don't need more than 150. 2, all they got are the Mach-E and the F-150 Lightning. And they're extremely expensive. There are no rebates and kickbacks like the American government is doing and other places are doing and the state of Colorado is doing and many other places are doing. All these rebates. It's all government money just going to waste. You can watch the videos on YouTube about I get a $7,500 tax credit, I get a state credit of $5,000, I get another credit for this, another credit for that. And all these car companies have figured out, oh, these dealerships will apply all that for you. And all that money will go to them instead of you. Instead of you getting a car for $40,000 and all the rebates coming back to you, so your effective purchase price is $20,000, they're selling you the damn thing for $60,000. All the rebates go to the dealer. And they're giving you a great lease deal at $40K. That is not a deal, okay? You're just getting all these rebates that should be going to you, the person who's paying the taxes. You're going to have to pay this some way, somehow in the future. All this money's not free, but it's going to the dealers and they're giving you a car and then you're going, well, I'll just give it back in 2 years or whatever. Well, it doesn't really matter. They got $20,000 incentives in their pocket. Anyways, you're giving up all of your incentives that are supposed to go into your pocket to buy an EV to a dealership so they can keep the prices high. And that's all that's happening. Mach-E, Lightnings don't really qualify for whatever they qualify. I don't know. There shouldn't be any rebates. It should be done with. The car companies should compete and have better products. They had long enough to manufacture, get their costs in line, and make affordable products. But the Ford Motor Company makes very expensive F-150 Lightnings. They're a great truck. You're going to love it. You're going to really enjoy it, unless you're towing an RV. Mach-E's great car to drive. The new ones charge faster. They're great, but they're really expensive. I mean, really expensive. There are more affordable models out there. And that's it. Apparently there's a Ford Explorer that's being made in Europe to be sold in Europe, but I can guarantee you it will not have 600 kilometers of range on the highway when it's minus 20 out, which it should be the minimum. Honestly, should be the minimum. There are no chargers and we're 10, 15 years away. The Ford Motor Company does not make chargers, does not install chargers, does not maintain any chargers that are installed, doesn't do any software for chargers, does absolutely nothing for the charging network. The dealerships that are putting in chargers are all on their own dime, and quite frankly, they don't know which ones to put in. They're not going out and buying the Alpitronic ones that never break down and work perfectly on tap and pay all the time. That's what they should be putting in, but that's not what they're putting in. The only one I know that's been put in anywhere doesn't work half the time, broken all the time. I mean, I feel really sorry. Those guys got ripped off. So, did the Ford Motor Company and Jim Farley going on CNBC for a whole hour talking about how we know EV's the future and we're going to have the products? Well, I want to say this. They might have on a drawing board the products they want to bring out and how they bring out, but I can tell you one thing right now. There will not be a C-Max that does 550 kilometers on a charger when it's cold out. Because if they brought that out at 40 grand, they'd sell like hotcakes. But they don't have that. They don't have any Escapes. They don't have any Explorers. They don't have anything. So let's wait and see. But I just got to tell you, these EVs have to come down in price. And public infrastructure has to increase. And I don't mean 7 and 8 and 9 kilowatt hour chargers that you plug in every time you go somewhere. Because like I said in a short, gas people show up, they fill their tank up, and they know they get 500-600 kilometers, and there's gas stations everywhere. I charge my truck. I'm only going to stop for 10 or 15 minutes and then go do whatever I need to do and then stop for another 10 or 15 minutes. If I could do that and get a reasonable charge in that 15 minutes, I probably would. But if I'm charging a DC fast charge, it's because near the end of the day and I'm road tripping, I'm on the highway, I need to get home. Well, it's slow. They call it fast, but it's slow. So the Ford Motor Company is doing absolutely nothing compared to what the CEO says. The Ford Pass app got upgraded and they got rid of a ton of stuff, and it's still not working the way it should be working. It's really disappointing. The adapter's not out for all of us Lightning owners that have had them for 2 years. We still don't have our adapters to test out the Tesla charging stations, and there's not very many of those where I live anyways, so unless I'm in California, you really can't use it. The Mach-E, the new ones charge faster. The old ones, no. They're still very expensive. They don't have any other models coming out. They're not supporting anything. I say they're 5 years away from even being close to having an EV lineup that they're selling 3 million vehicles a year, which is really what they need to do. So let's peg this one to the shelf and say, Ford says they're doing this. GM says they're doing this. GM hasn't done anything in 5 years. Tesla says they're doing this, but they're really expensive and all they sell are electric, so if they do 3 million a year, great. I wish they would do 5, but they're really expensive. And just remember that the Cybertruck is a piece of junk. Oh yes, it's got wonderful tech in there that they're trying to make work, but it's a piece of junk. As a truck, it's a junk. Just junk. So thank you for tuning in for my little update on what's going on. If you bought Tesla at 140 bucks a share, it's $245 today. Sell it. Will it go to a little higher? Maybe. But when the financials come out, it'll go back down again. Let's be realistic, people. DC fast charging really doesn't exist. Not where I live. You're charging at home. So you need the range. You need a long range. And honestly, 300 miles is not enough. But everyone seems to be pushing smaller battery packs, shorter distance. You'll charge more. And I don't see anyone, at least I didn't do it when I was driving a gas-powered truck, stopping to get gas twice a day or 3 times a day, or go on a road trip and stop all the time. Like, give me a break. It's time. It's 2024. Time to transition, people. We need better products. Chinese are making them. They're doing everything they can to not let them in the country. But you know what? Just like Toyota, Honda, and Nissan, they got in the country and took over. They're coming. So get on track. I don't know what the problem is. Have yourself a great weekend. I hope it stops raining where you are, because all I've gotten is rain for the last 6 weeks, and the sun come out, and maybe enjoy a little bit of summer. Have yourself a wonderful, hot, sunny weekend, and I'll see you in the future.